Hi, my loves. Let's see. How do we invite? Dun 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 dun. Settings. Hi, everybody. Hello, hello. How do I add host? So we're waiting for my bestie to come on. So we're waiting for my bestie to come on this line. All right, so I accept. Hello. Can you hear me? Wait, you're frozen. Okay, I can hear you now.
Hi.
Woo.
I asked Shannon if she can come in and be a mod for us, and she said sure. She just put Eliana to bed.
Oh, very good. Very good, very good. So, what should our intention be for this evening?
So I put, oops, hold on. I don't want to do that. It was asking me to pay to promote the live.
No, we're okay.
So I put best friend readers, healing and helping.
Oh, hello, hello. So,
Welcome in, guys. I'm going to just put on some low music. This way it doesn't overpower us. But
yeah, definitely put on some music because I'm outside and don't have any access to music. So I'm just going to shuffle and see what wants to come out. Oh, that was quick.
So I figured you could use the tarot cards, and I pulled a bunch of oracle decks. So I figured we could do it in tandem. This way you do like a reading, and I pull like some witchy guidance and some like significant numbers for the week and signs. And then I also have one called Believe Your Own Magic.
Very good. All right, so I will get started. So what came out, everybody, is we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so this is something that's been in the works for a long time. This is something that you are cultivating, right? This is something could be a material aspect because it's a Pentacles card. Okay, so a lot of you I'm hearing are actually out there creating quite literally the life of your dreams. And in the process of creating the life of your dreams, you're noticing that you're encountering a lot of resistance. Okay, this resistance, though, is more focused on past events. Okay, because after the Nine of Wands, we had the Six of Cups. So this is us reminiscing too hard on past events to the point where we're allowing it to derail us because we are still believing in ourself from that perspective, even though you've mastered that, even though you've surpassed that, right? You're still battling within your mind. And I think it's also resonating, like a lot of us are seeing it manifest externally through situations. Yeah, literally. We have, and what's funny is that the Eight of Wands was on the bottom of the deck and it really wanted to come out again. Okay, so this is us constantly feeling like we are being approached with resistance, and this is coming from all directions. So, Samantha, how can we as a collective work through this? What advice is coming through, my love?
All right, so I am using the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck right now, and we just got 3 cards popped out.
Love it.
Okay. I've never seen the first card, and I'm just going to show everyone first. It says bitch fire is what it says. That's why I chuckled, okay? So it says stand up for yourself. So I think some people might take this as having to be aggressive, and I think it more has to do with setting boundaries and really only being in spaces that are aligned to you. You know what I mean? And like not repelling, but you know, actively
Well, it's
avoiding
okay
things that
to
are below your
repel. You know what I mean?
frequency.
Because
Yeah.
exactly, and like it's okay to
And
repel
then
things
we
because you're
have not
setting boundaries.
right. So essentially, just set your expectations to a place where you're not seeking others' approval, but your expectations align with like your inner, like what feels good in your soul, what feels good in your body, what feels like it's moving you forward instead of, you know, stories that have been and narratives that have been implanted in us for years and generations. And then the last you have, you can manifest your every wish. So it's like stars and definitely interacting with that cosmic energy and realizing that you're part of a much bigger collective, and that, you know, you're not just a little ant, because I think that's how a lot of us feel in the collective.
Yeah, no. And I think what's also interesting is that the first card and the last card, there's a focus on the color yellow, right? And even in the resistance position, we have, what was this again? The Eight of Wands and the Nine of Wands, right? And so that is our willpower. That focuses on our solar plexus. And our solar plexus is quite literally the chakra that's the color yellow, okay? And whenever our solar plexus is out of alignment, that causes us to second guess ourselves. That causes us to also perceive outwardly influences as acts of, I'm hearing like terror against us. You know what I mean? It may not be to that extreme, but if our solar plexus chakra is out of alignment, we will perceive the world incorrectly, right? And we will also miss certain opportunities because of fear of moving forward. Okay, that's also a solar, something as a collective that needs to be cleared.
So I think a lot too of what you're saying is like the word offer. It's like not in the physical of what can I offer the world, but offering yourself up to the highest, you know, connecting to that oneness and embracing the love that you are given at birth instead of seeking all this external validation as well. You know?
That's absolutely something that needs to be done, and that's absolutely something that needs to be cultivated. I think, though, a lot of people have trouble cultivating that within themselves because they're more so seeking it from, like you said, that external validation. So, like, how would they then find it within themselves? Like, how would they go about anchoring that within them to help them heal, right? Because that would be essentially the next step. Because once we identify and see, like, okay, this is what we need to let go of, like, how do we then do that? How do we get the ball rolling, so to speak?
Yeah. Honestly, I think we all let go in stages, and the stages don't necessarily mirror the people closest to us, but you might find one or two where you're like, wow, I had a very similar situation that brought me to X, Y, and Z. So I think kind of the more we surrender and release ourselves to the thought of even connecting and aligning with like our inner cycles and aligning with nature, the more we embrace. I mean, even in like AA, this is kind of what I say to people, like even in like AA, NA, any of the programs, like the fourth step is surrendering to your higher power. And that's for like substance abuse. You know what I mean? Like it's a part of coming back to yourself and stopping that instant gratification, that relying on outside validation, that I'm not good enough, you know, narrative that plays in the back of so many people's minds.
And I think you're absolutely right with the word surrender, because that in itself, when you surrender things to God, to the Holy Spirit, to your higher power, whatever it is, you allow so much more divine wisdom, higher consciousness, fresh energy, fresh perspectives, fresh insights in just by doing that. And it's also such a humbling experience. And I think that is the answer that most people are seeking. And I think some people are a little bit afraid to surrender too, because they kind of don't know what's on the other side, because they're programmed to fear what's on the other side. And quite honestly, what's on the other side of surrender is miracles and change and love and that feeling
Sparkle and
of
shine.
home. Yeah, literally. Absolutely.
Look at that.
That's,
And the funny part about this card, it came out again, is this is actually the entire backing of every card. And this is the one that fell out. Look, it's like the mirror. So it honestly just brings up like that, like, I guess the biggest part of like finding yourself is finding your own voice inside of the noise that we're all brought up in. So inside of all of the things we're told to be, the places we're told we should go, the things we're told we should want, finding what actually sits in your body, right? And it feels differently for everybody. So I can't say, oh, it's a tingle here or it's a kick there. But when you really start to listen to what your body is telling you,
quite literally,
you'll know. Yeah.
And that takes a certain level of being grounded, like the Page of Pentacles card. You have to actually be fully present in your body. And it's good to be present in your body, and it's good to ground, because when you allow yourself that ability to be centered, you allow more alchemy and change to happen. Because when you're centered, you're more in the ever-present infinite moment of infinite potential, like the 0 point field. And from that, like, you can create anything. Pretty deep stuff. Pretty deep.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm going to share this with a couple. We'll get some people in here.
Yeah. But I think I also want to go back to what you said about mirrors, because that in itself is so important. One of the hardest lessons for me, at least, was recognizing that everybody around me is simply mirroring something back to me within myself, whether it was something positive or something that I perceived to be as negative. And I think once I was able to almost pierce that fourth wall, it's almost like, you break that fourth wall and you like are like, oh my God, like, wow, they're literally just me, just in another form. And like, that's on purpose, because, right, we come to Earth to evolve, to choose higher, and to learn more about ourselves. And even though we're each having our own singular experience, it's all everybody having their own experience simultaneously at the same time. And with that, like, the beauty in all of that is the reason why, like, when we incarnate, not everybody can look like us, right? We can't all be wearing the same costumes, is because then we'd recognize so quickly, like, oh snap, everybody's just mirroring me. This is all the stuff I need to fix about myself. But this system is so beautifully and divinely created by source itself, that everybody comes in with their own stuff, but we're all mirroring each other's stuff at the same time on such a higher level
that we run into. And
and then when you start to like
larger
see
network
from that level of perception and consciousness, you like, one, are able to have so much more peace within yourself too, because then you're able to forgive yourself. And as you forgive yourself for the things that people are mirroring to you, they either evolve with you or they fall away, because they're meant to fall away, because their lesson is over. So
right. I think where a lot of people get caught up is they realize it, but then they don't do the let go part. I even speak for myself, like, you know what I mean? It's like, all right, this is, I'm a lower, this might be like, but not beneath me, because nothing is beneath anyone. You know what I mean? Like on a more like this might not really vibe with what I'm doing right now, but you're like, it feels safe. And I think that again comes to that instant gratification. And I think breaking that, like I said, is really done in layers, because we look for it in every single aspect of our life. TikTok is instant gratification.
Yeah.
It's the attention span shrunk down to mere seconds, and then just entertain. And I mean, it's to the point where, I don't know, everyone keeps like asking us to like co-host, but they're like, don't look like, it would probably be like very far away, not English.
Understood.
Different vibe.
Oh,
But yeah, back to the yellow card. The last card on the bottom was lioness.
Ooh, lioness.
And it says,
I love that.
earned all your stripes. Yeah, and it's like, if you look at the mermaid tail in the background, this girl's just chilling on the beach.
What? Okay, can I just tell you why I just freaked out when you said lioness? Because literally right before I told you that I'm ready to like go on, I was meditating and I was connecting to Archangel Raziel. I'm sorry. Anyway, and I felt a pressure on my head and behind my head too, and I heard like take a deep breath in, and as soon as I did, it was just like energy, and I was like, amazing. And I'm a weirdo and I like to take photos after. And when I took a photo of the sky, there was literally an outline of a lion's face. So that's why when you like pulled the card and it was lioness, I was like, what? What? That's wild.
That is wild.
So amazing synchronicity.
I think this is what we all have to remember at the end of the day. Cut the deck in half. Honor the process. Caterpillar to a butterfly. And we don't just do it once in our life. I think that's where the real trick lies, because we're like, oh, I went through this big change a couple of years ago. Like I'm a whole
done.
different person.
I'm done, right?
I'm done.
I'm good.
I'm retired.
We're done. No more.
Retired from changing.
Yeah, no. And then it's like, oh wait, we're gonna kind of circle back to that, but in a different outlet of it.
Right. Different characters, same storyline, same plot.
Until you get to the juice of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like everybody has the capacity to do it though, right? It's just whether or not they choose to. And I think, you know how people are like throwing the word chosen ones around? Everyone like the chosen ones.
Yeah.
Quite literally, if you choose to do something, you're a chosen one. Like you chose to be here, you're a chosen one. Like,
well, I think it's an elitist mentality that comes across in everything, even in something as like pure spirituality. There's still that ego. Well, elitist and ego are kind of tied together. Like one propels the other. Yeah. Like. And people take it and they use it as manipulation, and they use it as gimmicks. Manson girls.
Hold on, I'm reading through.
Oh yeah, you have a different chat than me. Mine's literally just Shannon talking to herself. Hi, Shannon. I think she left, actually.
Okay. Sora. All right. So, some more calls to see if there's anything else
Shannon
that
said
is
hello.
coming through.
You're still here.
Hi, Shannon.
Hey, Shannon.
Or is there anything that like people want to talk about? Like, what do people want to talk about? What kind of like spiritual stuff, consciousness stuff, life stuff? I mean, Nine of Pentacles. Higher metaphysical.
You want to go with some witchy inner oracle advice and just give see what it calls us to as far as a practice? Shannon said, let's talk about music.
I mean, sure, we can talk about music. Somebody said the Book of Enoch. I wish I knew more about the Book of Enoch. I only know a little bit.
And then she said no.
Who said?
Shannon, she said no. Maybe she doesn't want to talk about music.
I don't. How come I can't see what Shannon's saying?
We're in different chats. That's why I can't see what you're saying. Your people are saying either.
It's kind of silly. Why would they do that? Why wouldn't?
She's saying she's singing Salt and Pepper. Let's talk about. That's what she was saying.
All right. Well, somebody on my chat said yes. Yes to what? Is there something? Somebody has a topic that they want to discuss?
Can you guys hear the music, or is it just me?
I can't really hear it, honestly.
You know what? I can do this. I can put the phone on the stand right above. I've been jamming out to the music the whole time. Hold on.
Okay, so they want you to pull some oracle cards for sure.
Okay. With just like witchy guidance?
Mm-hmm.
You got it.
And then I will pull tarot in accordance to your guidance. Deal? For extra advice, so to speak. Yeah, this is so fun.
Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Can you guys hear the music now? You're literally hovering the speaker, so there's like, yeah. All right. So this is Practical Magic Inner Witch Oracle deck.
Oh.
All right, perfect.
What do you want? Got it.
So here's a reading formation, Jen, for you to do for the collective.
Okay, show me.
This is to calm the element of water. So the questions are how to enhance my intuition. Because there's 4 cards. So the first card reveals how to enhance my intuition. Okay. I'll show you this set. It's like that. 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th below the 2. And while you do that, before you pull, and then I'll tell you what each card means, I'll tell you the other 2.
Okay.
So we have luck and tranquility coming through, represented with lavender. So you may be called to working with herbs and kind of getting your hands dirty in nature, or kind of maybe even just using lavender essential oils in a bath or something like that, kind of to embrace the tranquility of earth and being grounded, like we were talking about earlier. And then this is cute. This is bringing your awareness. So to me, this is kind of more about looking for symbols and paying attention to what nature is telling you as you're working with your hands. This is the toad coming through, so like a wise old toad. So just paying attention to little peeks and hellos from nature is important while you are getting back to earth. And then, so yeah, there we go. Are you ready?
Yeah, what's number 1?
Number 1, how to enhance my intuition.
All right. So for number 1, what came out was the Empress card. So what this is telling us to enhance our intuition, number 1, we have to admit to ourselves that we have the ability. If we don't believe that we can be clairvoyant, be clairsentient, be claircognizant, be clairaudient, have the gift of healing, if you don't believe within yourself, then it quite literally will not manifest. Also, they're saying to cultivate your gifts, you should definitely, the Empress is somebody who has a very healed heart. Okay. So in order to help cultivate even further our intuition, we must work on healing and clearing our heart.
Okay, very good. Next, so this is what is causing this current blockage. So I guess it's specifically regarding the heart.
Boom, boom, boom. Five of Pentacles. What's causing this blockage are past events that have quite literally left you out in the cold. Past traumas, past events that are from family members, from boyfriends, from girlfriends, from friends. Like, this is being backstabbed. This is putting your faith in somebody and then them playing you quite literally. This is all your past wounds that are blocking this from happening. And it's also, they're saying, like, not only your soul stuff, it's family stuff, okay? We have to understand we are multidimensional beings. So we are living in this reality in a multidimensional way. Therefore, the wounds that we carry are also multidimensional. They're not only ours, they're our families, soul families, they're the collective. They're even like some star seeds have certain missions from certain galaxies to do certain things too. So just so y'all know, it's a whole lot of stuff.
Whole cluster.
Yeah. But it's beautiful because you're beautiful and multidimensional. So see it as a blessing. Like, what? You multidimensional empress, you. Gender neutral. Okay.
3. How can I embrace the flow?
You can embrace the flow by, 1, allowing the divine to quite literally sweep you off your feet, and also allowing yourself to be mindful of the thoughts and visceral reactions that you have to certain people, places, and things, especially those past emotions as you are clearing them.
Like where you feel it in your body. Back to what we were talking about. Like really learning how to interpret what your body is screaming at you in the only way it can.
Quite literally.
And number 4. How do I connect with my emotions?
You allow yourself to feel them. You allow yourself to go through the ups and to go through the downs. You allow yourself to process. You don't run away from them. You feel them. But while you're feeling them, you're not judging yourself for feeling them. You're forgiving yourself. You're forgiving the collective. You're forgiving your ancestors. Think about the things that you're experiencing are literally every single type of emotion or thought that everyone before you and even people you don't even know have had. And you are there to process it. So 1, process it, feel it, and then also remember who you are while you're doing it. Okay? And if you need time to process, to chill, if you're being called to rest, do rest. If you're being called to move your body, move your body. Journal, meditate, yoga, run in nature. If you're being called to change up your diet, do that too. Just listen to your body. Your body is trying to teach you.
Does anyone in your chat have any questions? The only one that's talked in my chat still is Shannon.
No, nobody is saying anything. I just keep getting co-hosts, like ask
requests. Yeah, you can show mute them for like a certain. Okay, so this is good. This is for everyone for tomorrow. This is like a self-practice if we have anyone on here with like cards. Because it's a full moon. And this one is full moon connections. All I mean, we're in the full moon energy right now, so.
They said to start fresh. All right, so how many cards? 4?
It's 4, but the way we read it is like a little like a diamond. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4.
Is it upside down? Are they upside down?
No.
Oh, it's just backwards for me, so my brain can't.
Yeah, I know. The camera view is like reverse.
All right, show me one more time, just so I can arrange it.
1, and then 2, 3 in the middle, and then 4.
2, 3, 4. Got it. Boom shakalaka.
All right. Let's see. Let's go back to this one really quick while we let that one kind of percolate. This way anyone who's wondering about the full moon connection wants to kind of get centered for that. Get a piece of paper for whatever comes up. This way they have a minute to do that. I have a couple people in here. I don't know how many you got in there, but let everyone kind of catch up. If you're just joining us, I'm Samantha, which is my best friend, Jennifer. And so I think what everyone needs to remember first is take a couple deep breaths if you're just joining us. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for being here and sharing your energy with us. If you could double tap the screen, any exchange of energy is welcome and loved. But I think what everyone is here right now to remember is that every hurricane comes to an end. You are quite literally in the middle of a storm. Keep your crown in check and keep carrying on. 4-4. That number might be significant for you. You might have seen 444 recently. Angel numbers probably are coming up in your reality more often. So now we're getting into our full moon connection reading. I'm just going to show it one more time before I read out the prompts. All right, so number 1. What is growing or currently manifesting for the collective, Jennifer?
You want to see something crazy? Literally the same card from before. And I shuffled. It's the same first card. I shuffled. So what's manifesting for the collective? When we have the Empress come out, this is us ascending into higher levels of consciousness. This is us ascending past old wounds, ascending past old traumas. This is us fully standing in our power, fully standing in our authenticity, and sharing from a heart-centered perspective instead of a fear-based need to do it for survival perspective. So beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful.
Okay, number 2. The illuminated truth before me. So that's the upper card in the middle.
The illuminated
upside down
truth before you is the 5 of Wands in reverse. Okay. So what this is telling us is the battles that you perceive to be happening around you are actually starting from within you. So if you're able to calm what's happening within you, because notice again the yellow and the red, this is solar plexus and root chakra. Okay. This is our personal drive, our personal divine power, our will. Our root chakra is our physical capacity, our grounding force, our physical body, our physical reality. Okay. So it's what we need to work on is releasing any sort of resistance that we may be having.
So that storm that the collective is currently weathering is by our own doing.
And just allowing ourselves.
And it's not, but that's the thing. We look at around us and we see everyone else also suffering, and it makes it feel colossal. This feels like a good time to remind people that we weren't designed to know what's happening everywhere all the time instantly.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember, especially when everything everywhere looks like crazy time. All right, so yeah, the illuminated truth ties back into the oracle, and after we finish up with Jen and the moon connection, we will pull a comic dancer oracle card to kind of seal it up and see if there's any guidance on how to embrace the moment a little better and ground ourselves. Number 3 is the upcoming energy to embrace, or it's number 3 and I could have just read ahead.
So the upcoming energy to embrace are a heightened sense of being able to understand where certain emotions are coming from, because with your heightened level of consciousness and perception, you're actually able to have those moments of reflection and seeing where the mirror lies, essentially, is what I'm hearing. That's beautiful.
All right, and then the last but not least, essentially the other part of what I was going to pull an oracle card for, divine message of wisdom, to kind of wrap it all together for the collective.
You are not your attachments. You are not your trauma. You are not the things that have happened to you, you are not even your body. You are far more divinely intelligent than you give yourself the opportunity to be. So allow yourself this opportunity now.
It's funny because I feel like a lot of us go through a spiritual wounding, right? And the devil representing itself as our divine message is kind of our call back to connection, to before we let what the 3D projects as what religion and spirituality should be. Before any of that, you know, it's sorry, I'm just getting messages. But before any of that, there's this wound that where we disconnect from maybe our upbringing, or we find something that hurts us in that, where it's not coming from the clearest, truest self. And I think that is a divine wound and message that we all need to overcome, because that's probably the stem of the storm. At the end of the day, no base foundation. You can't build a house without a foundation. And when you rock the foundation, you keep building up, things are going to start tilting.
Until it eventually falls. And if you don't let go of it, you'll have a tower moment where the divine literally rips it out from you, because the divine knows better.
Yeah. And sometimes we pray for tower moments because we can't figure out how to get out of the shit that we're in. I love how I muted one curse word and then said another immediately after.
Because one isn't so bad as the other.
Yeah. I think Brooks is going live right now too.
Well, I need to hop off because my butt needs to go to bed.
Oh shit, it's 9:25. This was lovely. We should do this, you know, semi-weekly, get the collective going with some oracle and some tarot.
That's a good idea. It's a lot of fun.
It keeps us like on our toes too on the lives.
Well, thank you everybody who stayed and who watched, who joined in. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks, friends. Everyone just left when they heard us wrapping up. So,
Nah.
all right. Bye. Love you,
Bye, everybody.